the members of the management team and senior police officers here present, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, let me seize this opportunity by welcoming you once again to Fourth Secretariat. As you observed, the other time we met was to strategize on the election in Ondo, how we can collaborate and check the processes to make sure that there are no abuses. And we thank God, after deliberation, and we agree on what police should do so as to enhance the process for better results, and we did it and we got better results. And we promised that time that we are going to be professional, we are going to be impartial, and we will create a level playing field for all the electors to elect whoever they wanted to elect. And we did that, and the result comes out that everybody is happy, and they perform its own function. And they did their work very well. The security agencies did their work very well. The majority of the electors came out and obeyed the electoral laws. And then at the end of the day, we got a free, fair, and credible election that is commended all over the world. We promise to replicate what we've done in Ondo. We're again going to meet with INEC and strategize so that if there were some lapses in Edo, we'll make sure that those lapses don't occur in Ondo. So hopefully the election in Ondo will be better than Edo. On the coming on board of the Police Act, I think the credit should go to the civil society organization. Because I know all the efforts you took, not this year, but several years, and trying to see that we have a modernized, standardized, and professionally legal backing for police to operate, so that our operation will be assessed based on the provision of the law. And if it is so, the law should be such that is of international standard. And you took a lot of processes, you expended a lot of resources, you went on retreats different places, including the last one in Lagos, where stakeholders were brought in and they look at every aspect of policing, and then came up with a draft document that the National Assembly looked into, and again called the public in public hearing for inputs to be taken in so as to have a comprehensive police bill. And by the grace of God, your effort was not, you did not go in vain. The Parliament came up with the bill, and then the executive, looking at the bill, saying that yes, at this era that we are, policing should change, policing should be a strategy that community must be involved in policing the environment, and the welfare of the police personnel must also be taken into consideration. Police officers must respect human rights, and all this, among others, were incorporated into the bill, and the executive found out that that is what is needed, and it has been signed into law. Mr. President assented to it. So we thank Mr. President most sincerely for putting efforts to make sure that police is modernized. It is a legacy that if this government leaves a modernized police, the narrative will change in terms of how we police this country. The next step forward is the implementation of the Act. And I think the implementation will have to start with police officers themselves. We need to give lectures and sensitization as to the provision of the Act, so as to change the orientation of our officers in policing this country. Because anything that you do outside the law will not be accepted. And I know most of the police officers that we have today. During the training in police training institutions and police colleges, they read from page 1 to last, the Police Act, the formal one. But the new one needs to be read again, which means we need to go back to classes. And in doing so, we have to sensitize our personnel by taking them to trainings so as to look into the new Police Act and then try to work in a proper manner towards the implementation. So I believe we've opened the window for effective cooperation, efficient cooperation between us and the civil society organization. There are other areas that we're going to continue to cooperate in, not only on elections, but on different aspects of policing in this country. There are other laws that we need also to back our activities. For example, if you look at police institutions that we have, they don't have legal backing, creating them, and therefore they cannot have budget to support their annual activities. So we need to do something in that areas, in those areas too. For example, we have 4 premier police colleges where almost every police officer, senior police officers today went through those colleges. But the colleges don't have legal backing. And then funding of those colleges depend on police budget, and which is not sufficient. Even our staff college that produces senior officers, it also lacks legal backing. So all these areas, I think we'll continue to work with you so as to bring them on board. Once again, thank you for coming, and the interaction will continue after the press. Thank you.